Hey everybody, it's Shelby here and the results are in. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I put out a request on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram to find out the world's favorite tap shoe. Now, of course, we should take these results with a grain of salt. There are certainly people who have only tried one type of tap shoes and not another. All these different tap shoes are at different price points. All that said, this is just something that was supposed to be fun and get the community together and talking. And there were a lot of really interesting discussions that came from this. And that was really my intention. And also, since I've given you so many tap shoe reviews on this channel, I thought it would be nice to get people's perspectives other than my own into the mix. So, if you participated, thank you so much. I had 230 people answer my poll. So what I said was, basically, if you could only dance in one type of tap shoe for the rest of your life, sort of like if you're on a desert island, which tap shoes would you bring kind of question. And the thing that's interesting about it is, I had some people just tell me their favorite type of tap shoe. But I did have other people say, well, this one's the sturdiest. And if I were stuck on a desert island, I would do this one because of this and this and this. And so some people took it much more literally, like not that you could only have one brand of tap shoe for the rest of your life, but that you had to have like that pair. And like once the pair was gone, you never got to have a pair of tap shoes again. So, different people did take my question differently. And so for that, I apologize. But I am going to give you the results that I got. And you guys, I can't even believe how close this was. It was so close that I had to tally it 3 times. You guys, I had to do it like over and over and over and over and over and over because it's literally the difference of 1 vote, which is unbelievable to me. What I'm going to first start with are just some honorable mentions because I think part of the fun of this is for some lesser known brands to be mentioned on my channel that maybe I don't own yet. And every single brand that I tell you about, I'm going to list in the description below this video. So you can definitely check out any of these shoes that you might be interested in. Justtap. I had not heard of this brand before. There's 2 T's, Justtap. And a couple people mentioned that was their ride or die favorite shoe of all time. And I am now interested in them. And so I've been looking at their website a little bit. And I think that they're a brand that you might want to check out because I did have a couple votes for them. Another one is, I'm going to say this wrong, Artefyl. It's Artefyl. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about the pronunciation of that, but that's a newer brand that I'd been hearing about recently. And then a couple people mentioned that was their favorite of all time. And so I thought that was something maybe you might want to look into. Another brand that I wanted to bring up as an honorable mention, are the Thommie Taps. Tommy Redder had a tap shoe brand. And of course, Tommy responded that Thommie Taps are his favorite, but other people did say that as well. And so since those are potentially a little bit of a lesser known tap shoe brand, they're really beautiful. And I've been really wanting to get my hands on a pair of them. So that's another one I think you might want to check out. I'm trying to see. I had some mentions for Duca. I had some mentions for Menkes. We can't actually get our hands on these because they don't exist anymore, but a few people said the Brenda Buffalino by Leo's, including Brenda, of course. But those shoes were really beautiful as well, but they don't exist anymore. So we can't get them, but I did get a few mentions for those. And so shout out to Brenda. I also had a couple really great answers, like really funny answers, which are Debbie D. Amazing woman. Debbie D said, my favorite pair were a pair that someone made a cast of my feet and I picked the leather and just custom made a pair. I mean, couldn't we all just do that? That sounds spectacular. And my other favorite answer was Heather Cornell said her Eddie Brown loafers. And what I want to know, Heather, do you mean that there was like a brand at some point that Eddie Brown made? Or do you mean like you have the same shoe size as Eddie Brown and like have his loafers? Either way, I thought that was a spectacular answer worth mentioning. So now that we're getting to the actual results, like how many people said different things and, going up our ladder of the most mentioned brands. First of all, I want to mention that anytime somebody gave me 2 answers, I made them pick before I counted them. So if someone said, this and this, I did not give them a vote for each, myself included. I only let myself pick one. And I not only did not get a vote for each, But if people said a heel and a flat, because most people commented flats, I only counted their flat choice. And so each person was only counted once and only for the one pair that they said was their number one desert island tap shoe brand. Also, I only took people's results into account if they answered my poll. So for example, I did not count Brenda Buffalino for the Brenda Buffalino shoes by Leo's until Brenda answered herself. Although I knew that was her answer, I did not count it without her telling me that in specifically this context. So with all of that in mind, let's get to the actual results. So coming in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, coming in 6th place are the So Dancas that were created by Derick Grant and Aaron Tolson. And those are a really beautiful type of shoe that I just have never had before, but I've actually always wanted to try those as well. So those are our 6th place winner, and they're gorgeous. And usually, I mean, the color combinations on these shoes are amazing. The boots are amazing. So certainly check that out, the So Dancas by Derick Grant and Aaron Tolson. Okay, now there's right now I'm giving you the tap shoe specific model favorite, and then at the end I'm going to give you the brand favorite, because it's not fair to certain companies that make multiple professional level flats that people have to split their votes between them. So coming in at number, like tied for 5th, are Miller & Ben Sport Taps, which by the way, it's the 5th place answer, but it's my number one answer. Like I'm one of the people counted in the Miller & Ben Sport Tap. And that is tied with the Ruben Sanchez shoes that are made in Barcelona. And I have been dying to get a pair of those as well, but I don't have them yet. But those two are tied with 9 votes each out of 230. Okay, now the next with 23 votes is the Miller & Ben Triple Threat. Miller & Ben Justtap Masters came in 3rd place with 27 votes. And like I said, we're gonna do brands separately because of course it's a little bit unfair to Miller & Ben that because they made 3 separate models of professional level flat shoes that votes were split between them. So we will get to that. But in terms of models specifically, Justtap Master came in 3rd. Now, the difference between the 1st and 2nd place is literally 1 vote, sort of. I'll explain what that means in a second. So coming in 2nd are the Bloch Jason Samuel Smith shoe with 54 votes. And I do have those, and I do have a review on those if you would like my opinion on them. But a lot of people just say they're their number one favorite ride or die shoes, and they're a little bit of a lower price point than some of these other ones, which might be why some people have them and don't have the other brands. But again, you know, this is not an experiment. It's just something for fun. So don't get too crazy about the logistics of this. But a lot of people love their Jason Samuel Smiths by Bloch with 54 votes. Now, the number one, as some of you might have expected, answer with 62 votes are Capezio K360s. However, 9 of those people said K360s, but the old school ones that Pete built up. Pete was a guy that worked at the Capezio store on 51st and Broadway, and he built me my first pair of Ks, so I am absolutely on this bandwagon, on this train. But he built up the K360s so beautifully, and they lasted so long, and the quality was so high, and then he passed away. And so the way that Ks became built up changed, and the quality is different now. And so 9 people said K360s, but specifically only back in the day when Pete built them up. And so you can't get them like that anymore. So while I'm going to call K360s the like all-time favorite tap shoe, when you take away those 9 votes of the people who said that they only preferred Ks the way you used to be able to get them and not the way you're currently able to get them, which certainly is less helpful for you, that actually turns them into 53 votes, which makes Jason Samuel Smith with 54 votes in terms of the shoes you can actually purchase today, the winner. So what I'm going to say is that Capezio K360s are the favorite tap shoe of all time. But the favorite tap shoe model that you are able to purchase today is the Jason Samuel Smith, with one more vote at 54. And if we're talking about favorite brands of professional tap shoes, then actually the Miller & Benz win, because if I add up the triple threats, the Justtap Masters and the Sport Taps together, their amount total is 61 votes, which is now much higher than any of the other brands, except of course the K's, if you count the ones that Pete did with 62. So if you count all the K360s, including what you can't get anymore, and the Miller & Benz, then the Miller & Benz lose by 1 vote. But if you talk about what you can actually purchase today, then the Miller & Benz as a brand win pretty overwhelmingly with 61 votes. So I'm going to let you decide how you want to feel about those results. But the way I'm going to sum it up is K360, favorite tap shoe of all time. Jason Samuel Smith by Bloch, favorite tap shoe model currently. And Miller & Benz, favorite current brand for professional level tap shoes. I hope you guys found this helpful and fun. Again, thank you so much. If you responded and were involved in this discussion across my social media, I appreciate it so much. I'm sure my viewers appreciate so much to hear your thoughts on all these different tap shoe brands. And hopefully this helped you, and I'll see you in our next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.